Hello, all my crafty people out there. It is time for our weekly project. If you have not been here before, my name is Stephanie and I upcycle clothing, generally things I find at my local thrift stores and sometimes estate sales. And today I wanted to introduce you to Max. A few of you may have noticed my hands have been looking a little sore, and this is the reason. I have been raising him since early November. He was about a day old when I got him. Obviously, it's worked out. But he needs his own little cat bed. So we're going to make a cat bed for Max today. And it's just going to be out of some scraps that I have picked up at estate sales and maybe thrift stores as well. So if you want to follow along and see what we make, by all means do. Ooh, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to hype. I'll see you at the table. Okay, all my crafted people out there, we are going to make Max a little cat bed. And I've already cut the pattern out. I printed this out on 8.5 by 11. I'm going to include the link in the description to the website I got it from. It was completely free. C. Kate Sew, I think, is where I got it from. And again, free. So this is the back. This is the cushion and the bottom. And then this is the front. Now, in her pattern, what she's done is, because of the way the materials she used to put this together, she used this little extra front piece to kind of make it bow out a little more. I think we're going to avoid that piece. And I think we're just going to use the one piece here. This part is cut on the fold, so you have the center actually cut out. That way it's a neat little way to form up the pattern. But I think we're going to try and avoid this top piece and see if we can finish it off without. I have the upholstery-like fabric. It is upholstery fabric, I guess. It's not real super thick, but it's maybe curtains. Maybe that's more what I'm thinking. Some kind of heavy curtain. So I went ahead and serged all the sides and threw it in the wash, and it came out nice. It's this blue-green thing. And then I have some cotton fabric that I bought, of course, for a quilt that never got made. So, yeah, we got that. And then some terry cloth. And if I'm being honest, I don't know where this came from. So it's going to be our cushion. And our secret ingredient, which is covered in lint right now. This is good old headliner. Now, do y'all know what headliner is? Headliner's, well, in my day, headliner was just that. The stuff that you put in a vehicle. Let me see if I can cut this real quick. To line the top of the car. And remember, after a while, it would come down. You had to have somebody replace it and re-glue it or whatever. Anyway, it's called headliner, but I don't know what they call it in home decor world. But it is the perfect foam to make things stiff without losing its shape. It's not super thick. But I think between this thickness and the thickness of the tapestry fabric, we will be able to make this stand up perfectly without any kind of weird adjustments. So, like I said, I've got this taped and put together and cut out. So let's get to putting it down on our fabric and cutting it out. And then we will start to assemble. I'm hoping it won't take too long. Fingers crossed. Okay, here I am cutting out the lining of the little cat house, the green. And I had so little of this fabric, I had to sew two pieces together to make the piece I used for the bottom, the oval. So here I am pressing it to make sure I've got it centered on there. And I did this, obviously, with the outside fabric as well as the headliner for both of the outside and inside. And then this is just me taking the terry cloth, which is 2-ply. You know, you cut in two at the same time. And this will be the little cushion that goes inside the house. And that's pretty much it. Okay, I wanted to show you what I've gotten done. All I've gotten done is cutting out all the pieces. Let me move this out of the way so I can give you all a good view. This is the back of the outside of our cat bed. And I am going to use headliner on the wrong side of this piece. I'm going to use headliner on all the pieces, all the outside pieces and the liner pieces, instead of the foam that she used throughout the process or in the center between these two lining pieces or between these two pieces. So I am going to be sewing this piece right sides together to this piece, which is the outside again. So I'm going to sew these, and I'm going to sew the headliner at the same time, and I'm going to use the serger. So my main concern is making sure that I get these lined up, and I'm going to serge off all the way around here, all the way around here, and all the way down here. I am leaving the bottom open because then I have to attach the bottom circle that makes it round, or oval in this case. And I have not attached this headliner to the fabric in any way. You could, if you wanted, you could serge around it first if that made you more comfortable. You could use applique adhesive just to keep it in place. That would work too. It wouldn't be a problem if you did that. I think that it's stiff enough and in place enough where I don't think I have to do that. But if you were working with different fabric, you might want to try it. So that's the outside. I'm going to essentially assemble the entire outside. And then I'm going to assemble the entire inside lining. Again, here is my inside lining. This is gray headliner, but it's the same stuff. It's the same thickness and everything like that. It just happens to be gray. I got them out of the scrap bin, so they had plenty of yardage. This got fuzzies on it from the towel. So I will assemble this right side together with this, which is our front. Right sides together. Same way I'm going to do the outside. It's kind of like making a tote. If anybody's ever made a tote that's got a lining, you make one piece and then you make the exterior, then you make the interior, or vice versa, and you're going to put them together. And then we'll leave this bottom open again so we can put our bottom lining circle. Now, I debated on whether or not to put the extra headliner on the bottom, but still, I think it'll help keep it shaped better. So I'm putting it on both ends. I'm putting it throughout. Okay, just to show you, I have used some of those good old quilt clips, and I've clipped around the edges. So these are right sides together. Oops, how can I show you that? There we go. So these are right sides together. You see the lining inside the lining there. And this is the headliner on the outside. We're going to sew these all the way around the edges, not the bottom. I don't need a clip on the bottom. Just around the edges. Just a little serging here. Up one side, up the other side, and then through that curved area between the ears. And that's all we had to do with both of the sides, inside and out. Okay, let me explain what I have done. I have sewn the lining together, front and back. So this is the front, and you can see that's the back. It's all lined. So I've sewn it around the ear form essentially, and I left the bottom open so I could put my circle in, the circular or oval bottom. And by the way, this pattern is quite spot on with the sizing. There's no gapping. This fits really well. Lovely. So kudos. However, we're going to need to leave an opening in the lining so we can turn everything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave an opening I'm going to leave a pretty generous opening. That's probably about almost 10 inches. It's at least 8 or 9 inches right there that I'm going to leave open. And it's the reason I'm leaving it open and that big is because this is going to be pretty thick stuff to pull through. So I want to make sure that I can get everything through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and sew, not serge, because I'm going to stop on these pins, and it'll be easier to do it with the sewing machine. And I'm going to sew all the way around my bottom to make my inside of my lining stand up. Or it will stand up once it's all together. But I'm going to leave that opening so when we sew the circles together, the opening circles together, we'll have a way to turn it out. It's like a tote. It really is like a tote. It's just that the hole isn't up at the top. It's on the side. Trust me on this. It's going to work out. So let me go sew this bottom. Then I'm going to do the same thing with, again, the exterior. And I want to show y'all a few things that I did do that I didn't show y'all. Once you get your sides, your kitten ears essentially sewn, and you have the bottom left open, make sure that you fold in half and mark like your center points there, so you have something to go by when you're attaching it to the sides. And then you can also fold in the middle here to kind of get a center point here. And you fold again to get you a center point there, so you can line up the centers. It just makes it easier to put in the bottom. It's like any other thing. If you got a couple of marks to hold you in place, it makes it easier to get the rest of it pinned in. Okay, here I am. I did serge the exterior bottom. Just seemed more secure for me and faster. Okay, now we have our 2 pieces made. Our lining with the hole at the bottom that we left open for turning, and our outside. Now we're going to turn the outside right side out first. Just kind of wiggle it out here. That. Now on the lining, you see how pointed these little ears are? On the lining, I did clip them off, each of them off, kind of like you would your seam, but I did it with the serger so they wouldn't bulk up that little point. So, let's see, turn it out. Got a little piece of ravel right there, like this. Now this is what the outside of our bed's gonna look like that. Of course you can't see it from your angle, you know what I'm saying. Now we're going to stuff it into our lining. So we're gonna fold it up. Now remember, we're right sides together. That's what we want. We want to have the lining right side and the outside lining up face to face. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the machine and we're going to sew our circle down. All right, now we're going to pin these, and I'm going to take them over to, you can do it on the serger, and I may do it on the serger, I haven't decided. But you don't have to. You can also do it on the machine. It just depends on what is more comfortable. I think it'll be more comfortable on the machine, because if I did it on the serger, I'd just about doing it blind. So let me find my pins. I have some assistance. No, those are clips. The big thing. Yeah, there we go. He's slow, ladies and gentlemen, but he gets it. All right. Now we're going to just pin it. And I will see y'all at the machine where we will sew this circle up, turn this puppy out, and the only thing we got left to do is make our little cushion and, of course, stitch up our magic hole. All right, here I am sewing up that circle, and I did do it on the sewing machine. It was easier The serger was a little too complex for that. And there we go. Okay, here I am. I'm just trimming the hole that we sewed around just to reduce that seam allowance so it'll turn a little easier. I had already trimmed the ears by cutting them off in the lining piece. So here I am, turning it inside out. Anybody that's ever done this knows the struggle is real. It's a lot of fabric to get through that hole, which is why I left the hole as large as I did. But after this, then I kind of line up the hole so I can sew it. I do sew it on the machine, but you could hand stitch this just as easily. It was a little tough with the lining, but not too bad. Okay, y'all missed the good part because I forgot to hit record. But essentially, I stuffed the lining into here, and I stitched up the hole that we used to turn it all. So now it is a complete bed. Push the ears up into each other. And all I need to do, see how it stands up pretty good? I'll show y'all from a different angle, obviously. All I need to do now is sew our little cushion. So I'm just going to sew around, leave a hole, turn it inside out. You know, actually, it's terry cloth. I think I'm just going to leave it all the way around the edge because it's not going to fray or anything, or what little will fray won't be a problem. So I'm just going to sew around the edge, stuff it, and then close it. Not even going to worry about turning it inside out because this is just, like I said, it's something I can throw in the wash. Here I am just using some poly batting to stuff his little pillow that'll go in the bottom of his bed. Nothing fancy. Well, everybody, this is what Max's bed turned out looking like. It's a very cushy. So, I'll hold it up for y'all. It's a little devilish looking. Maybe my ears are too pointy. But there's lots of ways to alter that, obviously. And any color combination you could want. But the headliner is holding up really well without having to be a heavy batting. So, I hope everybody enjoyed it. And if you did, by all means, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype. And I will catch y'all. Hey, Max, you want to say goodbye? Come on. Come on. Can we say goodbye? And we will catch you on the flip side of our next project.